Palantir is up pre-market this morning in reaction to this news that Palantir just received a $115 million contract from the U.S. Army. It has been somewhat of a trend. They've seen a continuation of military spending going towards Palantir. Not shocking to see, but it's definitely good to see. So Palantir said on Friday that it had extended its partnership with the U.S. Army and signed a one-year deal for its Vantage program. As part of the deal, Palantir will provide its data and analytics platform to provide artificial intelligence enabled capabilities to continue evolving form vision. The contract's value is worth more than $115 million, with $97 million awarded and initial funding consisting of $35 million. Here's a quote from Palantir. Palantir is honored to extend our work with the U.S. Army as it evolves into the Army Data Platform Solution. Kind of been a trend we've been seeing. And then, so from the president of Palantir here, he says, building on our shared history of operational excellence and innovation, our partnership has consistently provided the Army with a decisive edge in data-driven decision-making. This extension is evidence of the value we bring to the nation's defense, including our joint efforts to provide more commercial technology providers the opportunity to equip soldiers with innovation they need to meet their most pressing challenges. So that was from the company. Their AIP system, very popular. In fact, we are seeing Ukraine using their AIP system. So Palantir is proud to support the Ministry of Digital Transformation of Ukraine as they accelerate Ukraine's digital reconstruction with AIP. That's the artificial intelligence platform. And what I'll do in this video is I'll go over some other deals that this company has with major corporations. I'll go over some government spending on Palantir, and I will cover the Wall Street analyst ratings. At the end of the video, I will give you a price prediction for this very, very important stock. So, software is used by 16% of hospital beds across the U.S., up from roughly 1% just a year ago. So, the use case for this company has increased drastically over the past year. And if we look a couple years out, the stock price is actually down. Funny enough. Palantir ranked as the #1 vendor in the 2023 AI Data Science and Machine Learning Wisdom of Crowds market study. So they're winning AI awards, which isn't shocking. And this is really something I wanted to highlight here. So these are the companies that have deals with Palantir. So we can see here that Cisco has a deal with Palantir. Cleveland Clinic has a deal with Palantir. Dish, Intuit, NYSE, United Airlines, Hertz. So these are huge companies. Kinder Morgan, which is an oil pipeline company. So this is really, really great to see and does signal that this company is a very popular option within the AI space. Avis, amongst other names. So good to see that there. And then we can see, so I'll cover the financials super quickly. So nice jumps in commercial revenue over the past quarter. 10x for 3-year U.S. commercial customer count growth. So 102 commercial deals closed, which is a 65% jump quarter over quarter. So good numbers there. But with that being said, though, let's keep it moving. Let's move on to the Wall Street analyst ratings for this company. So we can see here that there are 5 bullish ratings from Wall Street to 7 bearish ratings from Wall Street. So that kind of signals to you that this stock is somewhat of a battleground stock, meaning that there's a wide range of opinions on Wall Street for Palantir. So somewhat of a battleground stock, 5 to 7 in terms of bulls to bears on Wall Street. And we did just see RBC Capital reiterate their underperform rating with the $5 price target. That was the most recent price target update. So with that being said, though, let's take a look at some of the insider trading we've seen over the past couple quarters. So over the past couple quarters, we've seen insiders sell down Palantir stock. which isn't shocking as the stock just went public in 2020. Very typical within the first couple years of a stock being public, you'll see some insider selling, and that really doesn't scare me. It's really just those lockup periods ending for those employees. So it's not shocking to see that they're kind of diversifying their own personal finances. That's really the reason for the majority of new companies seeing insider selling. Obviously, over the past quarter, it was Peter Thiel who sold about 500, or I think it was like 440 million of stock, or worth of Palantir stock. And then we take a look at the government contracts here. We can see that Palantir has been receiving some pretty hefty government contracts. So on 9/30, they received $5.7 million from the Department of State. And then on 9/28, they received $3 million from the Department of State. And then they received $8 million from the Department of Treasury, another $8 million from the Department of Treasury, so about $16 million from the Department of Treasury on 9/21. And we see another $3 million from the Department of Treasury. So that's obviously about $19 million. So huge amount there. The Department of State gave them about $10 million on 9/30 as well, or excuse me, that was actually last year. So over this past year, we've seen millions and millions of dollars flow from the government to this company, and that's because this company is really one of the leaders in functional AI. So things that actually help governments, help militaries, which is awesome. And I don't know if you could consider this a bullish signal or not, but Jim Cramer did come out and say he was bullish on the stock on 12/1, so on December 1st of this year. But with that being said, let's take a look at the chart and give a price prediction for the stock. So we just moved above the 50-day moving average, which I see as a good sign as we're now above all daily moving averages. Also, we have outperformed the broader market since October. I believe that outperformance continues, and we see a move up to resistance at around $21, which is roughly where shares had topped out in November. It's roughly where shares had topped out in August of this year. Therefore, I believe we see a move up to this major level of resistance for this stock. And then in the past 2 years, we can see that December has been unfortunately one of the worst months for the stock. So on average, shares declined 3% in December. Obviously, only 2 years of pricing data, so not the end all be all. But I do see Palantir from a technical standpoint moving up to $21 over the coming weeks. Obviously, long term, I have a way higher price target. I think the stock could have a 2x, 3x type of move over the next year. I see massive upside within Palantir. Long term could be much more than that as well. So very bullish on Palantir. This government contract is clearly quite bullish for the stock. Therefore, I see this acting as a catalyst for Palantir in the long term. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Helps out the channel a bunch, and I'll see you here next time.